Hello and welcome to my podcast. My brand new book release, Music Has My Heart, a mini musical autobiography of Rebecca A. Drimmel. In this podcast, I will be discussing my book inspirations, the reasons behind my book, and the main topics of my book. This is a brand new release and I'm so excited to share this with you all. Enjoy. Section 1, Author Biography. Can you tell us a little more about yourself as an author? As an independent author, I've created about 40 music books. Music Has My Heart is my first memoir, an autobiography. My music books range anywhere from piano books to orchestral books, from poetry books to guitar tablature books. Writing books in many forms is one of my newfound talents that I just recently discovered that is a passion of mine, and something I realize that I really enjoy doing and that I want to continue to do. I have been creating books since May of 2025. My very first book that I created was Piano Solos for the Early Beginner. I have created 67 books, including audiobooks, ebooks, and paperback books and hardcover books. Being an author is a very rewarding experience, and it's very calming and therapeutic to me to write books. Writing really teaches me to think outside the box and expand my horizons, to really think creatively in a different, diverse way. Section 2, Question and Answers with Rebecca Drimmel about brand new book release, Music Has My Heart. Question 1. What was your inspiration for writing this book? My inspiration for writing Music Has My Heart, I really wanted to show listeners and have listeners be able to relate to my music and really be able to have listeners see who I am as an artist and a composer and a producer, and really see an in-depth look at how I write music and how I live day to day creating music. Also, I want to show readers how I use the different music writing tools that I use to write music and to see my music life. Question 2. What is the main topic of your book? My main topic of my book is mainly about using the DAW GarageBand and writing my top 20 songs that I wrote on GarageBand and what I like about each song. I list my favorite characteristics of each song and favorite part. I mainly discuss the beginning stages of using GarageBand, all the way up to teaching myself through all 4 to 5 years of using GarageBand, into teaching myself and growing and learning from these past 4 to 5 years. Question 3. What message are you trying to send readers through this book? The message I'm trying to send readers through my book, Music Has My Heart, is that you can do anything you put your mind to. And composing is such a wonderful tool and such a wonderful and therapeutic ways to use your time. And it's a fun and creative way to release stress and anxiety, also to do something fun and artistic, and to have a positive impact on others as well as yourself. Music is a very healthy and therapeutic way of dealing with pain and anger, and a very constructive way of dealing with these emotions. And that is one of the reasons why I wrote this book, is I want to help others with learning to find constructive ways of dealing with pain and anger and negative emotions. Question 4. What do you want readers to take away from reading this book? What I want readers to take away from reading this book is knowing that there is hope out there and that there are ways to deal with negative emotions, which music is a great way of dealing with negative emotions, and that there is other ways to deal with pain, and music is a great solution. Music is a great tool and it can help improve your life. Music is a great outlet for emotions in a healthy way. Section 3. There are 21 chapters in my mini autobiography. I will give you a little sneak peek of some of the chapters. As I discuss in chapter 2 of my book, Music Has My Heart, I discuss when I first started going to a music school. I discuss my involvement in music at the school. I was involved in a lot of musical activities. Music was part of our daily curriculum at the school. I took violin lessons and I also took piano lessons. For a little while, starting at age 6, I was also in choir. In Chapter 5, Performing and Singing in Church, I discuss my involvement in singing solos at church, such as singing solos when I was 10 years old, singing I Am So Glad Each Christmas Eve as a solo, and also singing Soul Tattoo in November of 2000, and singing I'm Going Up Yonder when I was 12 years old in May of 2000. What I discuss in Chapter 9, Releasing My Music Out into the World, is I discuss one of my very first R&B releases that I had finished called Diddy Diddy Dum You Ain't the One, my very first released album in January of 2022 called Say Goodbye, and my very first single I was inspired by Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. In my very first release that I had made, I also discuss in Chapter 9 releasing my music out into the world. My album Angel of the Night was featured at number 25 on the iTunes iTop chart for the USA, second day of release in January of 2022, and on the Pop Vortex chart at number 73. When my album Angel of the Night was featured at number 25 on the iTunes iTop chart for USA, my album Angel of the Night was on the charts close to David Guetta. In Chapter 10, my top 20 songs that I've ever composed. In that chapter, I discuss my top 20 favorite songs that I've ever written. And some of the songs are such as A New World, which I chose that song because it's cinematic and video game style. I love strings and orchestrals, and it has great meaning to me because it is a video game style and because of the title. Also, another song that has great meaning to me is Xenon's theme because it's very film-like, elemented. Thank you for taking the time to hear my podcast. You can purchase my book, Music Has My Heart, a mini musical autobiography of Rebecca A. Drimmel, on Amazon. And you can also purchase the different formats, such as an ebook, hardcover, or paperback on Amazon. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.